All right, and we're live. Holy cow and shenanigans. So that was quick. So Dan and I were just over on the Technically Speaking show with Scott Peachey, Private Pixel Peachey, or whatever you want to call him. But he loves golf clubs and he loves golf balls. So I'll be sure to give him a good time whenever he shows up.
My name's Scott. I've had the Pixel for 6 years, Peachy.
I just have to tell you guys, the Pixel is my favorite phone this year.
It's mine, though. I have to say it is mine.
It's a really good phone.
Yeah, I am very, very impressed with it.
I'll spend like a minute on the formalities before he shows up. So,
my name's Scott.
Holy cow.
I was getting the link up on my phone, and I love the way YouTube just auto plays everything. It's like, really?
So, welcome to the latest and greatest tech talk show on Wednesday night, Unhinged Tech. Thank you for everybody who is here and who is showing up and who will be here, who will probably not see this, but I am Tech Odyssey, and we have Dan Gage, also known as English Dan, here with us today.
I've got no comments in StreamYard. Why is that? Live viewer.
Sometimes it messes up. Go to the video on YouTube. Sometimes they show up here and it has problems. Or they just don't want to talk to you. But lots of great things going on tonight. Scott Peachey, like I said, from Technically Speaking, is going to come over here and hang out with us. I think he's even sending some of the heathens from his channel over here. Over here, guys, you're not a heathen. You're always welcome. Trying to make a heathen. I am, yes. So a lot of exciting things. Hey, love your vids. Thank you so much. The Poets is here. Alex Jackson's here. Christian Geraldo's here. Thank y'all, everyone, for showing up.
Now it's working. Yeah, my chat's working now. Maybe just no one was talking before.
We got 14 people in here already. Usually we don't have that many just starting off. Polaris sucks. Well, excellent name choice here. But thank you so much. You're both great.
Polaris does suck, kind of. I'll give you that.
I like Polarises. Yamahas and Polarises used to be, they're good quads.
Can we just stop the stream because Michael Pepper's here?
Oh my gosh, Michael Pepper. Johnny Boydiano, Alex Jackson, welcome. Yes, so today is an amazing day, and if you're a BlackBerry fan, and we're going to talk about that some tonight, I got to give Dan a little bit of a break because I talked about that for so long in like a 10-minute monologue on Scott's show, but we will talk about it.
Man, if I could have kung fu chopped you through the camera, it'd have been on. It'd have been like, shut up, stop,
shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh, thank you very much, Jack. Glad to have you here. I appreciate the love for the BlackBerry stuff. Yes, so just a brief little blurb. There was an announcement today that there will be a brand new BlackBerry device. It is going to be made licensed out to an American company here. I'm drawing a name on the company right now. I knew what it was earlier, but they're going to
Onward Mobile.
Huh?
Onward Mobile.
Yeah, Onward Mobile. So Onward Mobile and FIH. So FIH. Onward Mobile is going to be doing the marketing and some of the design stuff, I think, here in the United States. And FIH is actually a subsidiary of Foxconn, who actually Foxconn partnered with BlackBerry back during BlackBerry 10 days. And I believe even the Priv to manufacture and develop the old BlackBerry phones. So it's going to be like a triad or a tryst, if you will, between BlackBerry oversight with the software, the security, working with these other two companies for marketing, bringing it to the U.S., and then, of course, making sure that they do a good job putting the phone together. So they're saying they're not using an in-house keyboard that's already been developed. They're going to be making a new keyboard for this. It may very well resemble the former keyboards, which I'm totally happy with, but new is not always bad. We've had different iterations. I mean, you look at the original BlackBerrys, you look at the Pearls, you look at the Bolds, you look at the Curves. There's so many different keyboards that are out there.
Yeah.
But I have full faith and confidence that it will be something that is good. Really looking forward to it. It's going to have a 5G chipset, which is cool.
It's going to be a 765, right?
Yeah, likely. The if you were a betting person, then my money would be on the 765. It's a very power efficient chip. It's very popular. It's very cost effective. So it's not going to be a slouch by any stretch of the imagination. My biggest concern is not so much the power as it is the quality control. Because we know what we went through with BlackBerry Mobile, the Key 1, the Motion, the Key 2, they all had quality control issues, screens falling out, keys popping off, fingerprint sensors stopped working. There was a host of problems that were just really a big turnoff, even though the devices themselves were largely good. So I hope that going through Foxconn with FIH this time will shore up those quality control issues. Because if you use the previous BlackBerries, those suckers last for 10 years. They're good. They're built well. They're built solid, and they last, and they hold up. The keyboard's really held up. The only problems that we ever had really in the keyboard era for BlackBerry 10 was the double typing issues with the Q10, just because of some early developmental issues with the keyboard. And yes, using them a lot would kind of wear it down. You would have, over time, kind of get some of those double typing issues. I had that happen with my Q10. But totally good news. They're saying the first half of 2021. There's no real information out there and no talk about screen. It's still in the design phase right now, but I'm glad that they went ahead and made an announcement because the TCL licensing agreement ends in 2 weeks. And I've been having people ask me this for months. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And my gut instinct, because there's not a formal announcement with them saying one way or the other that they're not going to, or they were going to cut bait and call it quits, kind of left it open. And I think they probably were just going through a bidding process, trying to find the best way to do it cheaply, the best people to design it, and find a good way to put it together, because their reputation really wouldn't survive another BlackBerry mobile iteration. So I'm interested to see what happens here. I know a lot of people are really excited about it, and we'll see what 2021 has in store for us. So super awesome there.
Your camera's really pixelated and blurry, like 120p.
It is?
Yes.
Oh.
I was just taking a picture then to send it to you. I don't know why.
Did it clear up?
No.
Might
take a few seconds. Funny, Peachy turns up and your camera clears up. What's that about?
What's the matter with my camera?
Why do I? Not yours. His. His was all blurry and messy. Why am I the filling of the man meat sandwich here?
You are the cream. You're the cream.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Dan the Fluffer. Dan the Fluffer.
Yep.
What's good?
I know how to ski.
I do want to address this real quick. A lot of people talk about BlackBerry 10. BlackBerry 10 would absolutely not benefit from a Snapdragon 835 is just so outdated. It would be a complete waste of hardware and money to do that at this point in time. And it doesn't need an 865. BlackBerry 10, I don't believe, is coming back. They've said it's going to be an Android device. So let's just, I think, be happy that we're going to get a brand new current operating system that gives you all the fully fledged capabilities that you would expect in another phone, but with a beautiful keyboard.
Do you think it'll do well?
I think it's going to do well enough. And the reason I say that is if you look at the Unihertz Titan, you don't have to have a ton of money to do this. You really don't. It's just a matter of getting it to the right people. So if they price it right, if they don't build so much that they have a ton of overhead sitting around that they can't sell, I think that they can sell enough to be profitable. And they're never going to retake Apple or iPhone. Nobody in their right mind wants to have all keyboard phones. There are people that like keyboard phones for what they are and appreciate that, but a lot of people have since moved on and they like the idea of having something like this. I mean, why wouldn't you want a gigantic screen like this? Why wouldn't you want an excellent touchscreen experience? There are BlackBerry people who love the touchscreen BlackBerry devices. So looking at it from a keyboard perspective, I like having a keyboard. I do a lot of text. I do a lot of email, especially maintaining the back-end side for the content creation, dealing with a lot of manufacturers, emails all the time. I'm doing a lot of typing, and I love having a physical keyboard to do that with because I can do it. I don't have to look. I don't have all the errors. It's just great being able to use a keyboard.
Red Flame 786. I think if the BlackBerry is going to do anything in the market when it comes out next year, it's got to be $500 or less.
$500
or less.
My guess is $499.
$499. Yeah,
wow.
That's what I think. It's got to be $499. Any more than that, people aren't going to give it another look, especially when you've got Pixel phones sat there at $350.
Here's the thing: it's not going to have the best camera. It's not going to have the best multimedia experience. It's not going to have the best speakers. It's going to have very capable things. But here's the thing. They kind of lay the groundwork with this, saying that they're catering towards professionals and enterprise. That tells me there.
That usually sounds like it's expensive.
Yeah. Though they said they're also keeping cost in mind because they know that it needs to be affordable. So my guess here, it won't be more than $549, I don't think. I think if these people can get the sweet spot, they can work with this Foxconn subsidiary, Ideally, I think $499 is the perfect price with what they're going to have to put in there to make this a decent device. So if they tell me 5G, that tells me a 765. My guess is 6 gigabytes of RAM is what you're going to see. I am sincerely hoping they ditch all the DTEC stuff because Android is very secure now, and all of that stuff that they put on top of it just bogs it down. The hub was never as good as it was on BlackBerry 10. All the stuff that they put on there that was a BlackBerry 10 holdover that they tried to turn into Android apps is not good. So the best thing they can do is put a chip in there, like the Titan chip that Android uses, to add an extra level of security and give it a very stock experience, have the swipe gestures, and a light BlackBerry overlay. That, to me, is the key for success. And the keyboard has to be top-notch. This has to be the best keyboard they've come out with.
It'll be the best typing experience that you can get. Without it.
If they can pull that off, they're going to get enough original BlackBerry fans to buy it. And if they can keep the price low enough, then there will be a few people that will adopt it just to check it out. And I can
be an OLED screen, Johnny. Won't be an OLED screen. It'll be a 1080, 60 hertz screen.
I think it might be an OLED. If you look at
I think so.
BlackBerry 10 devices, most of them had OLED screens. Very few of them had LCDs. Yeah. Even when you look at the TCL devices, the DTEC 60, the DTEC 50, the Priv, they were all AMOLED as well. BlackBerry does have a history of
Thanks,
OLED.
Polaris.
It wasn't until the BlackBerry mobile devices that they switched to those crummy LCD screens and they looked like garbage.
Yeah, I don't know. You never know with BlackBerry. I think it's going to be a one-hit wonder and it'll go away again. Everybody will
Man, you are just crapping in the Cheerios.
I'm a realist.
Really?
Do you really think that BlackBerry's going to take off?
Hey, tell him thank you.
Who? I already said thank you. I just said thank you while you were off on your tangent about BlackBerry when getting a boner about it. I wasn't. Just stop.
They're not going to be making 2 or 3 devices a year. This is probably the agreement they have is for, and it said device. It doesn't say device is. So this is a one-stop shop. And think of it kind of like the Pixel. When they did the original Pixel, they did the Nexus devices. They farmed it out. They did bidding. They looked at HTC. They looked at LG. They had these different brands. It was a new contract for a new device every year. So they probably, instead of entering into a long-term agreement, want to say, here, let's see how this works. We'll see if it's profitable. We'll see if it sells. And then we'll move from there. But the thing with BlackBerry is you don't need a new one every year. The BlackBerry experience doesn't change between a Snapdragon 765 and a 775.
Problem with that though is it's not profitable. That is not a sustainable business in the cell phone world nowadays. You've got to be able to keep that going. It's got to keep turning over. Otherwise, that phone's going to be dead.
I think that we might see if this works. Ideally, you're looking at 1 a year, maybe for the first 2 years. If it turns out to be profitable, maybe expand it to offer an all-touch one again. But the thing is, when it comes to the all-touch, BlackBerry is trying to be somebody that they're not. You're the best keyboard maker. Make the best stinking keyboard.
Yeah.
Yes. If I want to get a substandard LCD phone experience, I'll go somewhere else and I'll pay less money. So nobody is going to pay $600. I mean, I don't say nobody. There's going to be a few people that like it because some people love the all touchscreen BlackBerry experience. But by and large, the bread and butter is the keyboard. So if you can't make a regular all-screen device better than the other companies and you can't sell it cheaper, then there's no point in making it. You're just setting yourself up for failure. So I think that they will make a good device. It's going to also hinge on support. It's got to have at least 2 years, ideally 3 years of support. But, I mean, if you can buy off on that with this brand new company that doesn't have a track record, I don't know. This thing is an experiment. I'm glad that they're doing it. I hope that it's successful, but by no means do I look at this as a rebirth of BlackBerry. I look at this as a continued maintenance mode, so they can continue to have a device on the market because there's enough people that still like them.
I hate you, Carl.
Thank you, Carl.
So I guess my question is, what do you think is going to have greater success, the new BlackBerry or the Surface Duo?
Ooh. The Duo. See, here's the thing.
Ooh.
People are interested in the Surface Duo.
Yeah.
Business-wise, I think the Duo will be better. The Duo
is going to be better. And here's why. it has much more wide adoptability. There's a lot of people who are genuinely intrigued and interested by this technology. They look at this as something inventive. They look at this as something new, as something exciting, something that gives you a different experience. And it also has this new Microsoft user interface. Whereas if you look at a BlackBerry, there is no person that's not a fan that I can have a conversation with about BlackBerry that doesn't go, who wants a keyboard? It's still around? I thought they went away years ago. And they just are not going to be able to get away from that stigma. So it's going to have to be low overhead, quality control and production, and they're going to have to make a really good phone that's going to just enough that your people will continue to buy a new one every year or two and just be content with it. I would buy $1,000 BlackBerry, but nobody else in their right mind will.
That phone where we got emailed about doing that slider where the keyboard was underneath it, what was it called?
That was the Pro 1.
Yeah, I think if they went that route, they'd do a lot better, because then you've got the choice of having a good keyboard or having a full screen display. Well, that was quite a good idea.
You've seen the Priv. They also had the Storm before. And I think even the Torch. There was a lot of people that really liked the slider concept. I even made a video a while back saying that the best solution to make everybody happy and to maximize sales would be to make another slider, but to have a really good keyboard underneath the screen.
Absolutely.
That gives you the screen experience, so you're not compromising. But when you need to use the keyboard, you slide that sucker up. And look, it's not too much to ask to slide a screen up. Like, I've got my Z Flip. It's not too much to ask to do this. So if you can do that and you can do this, why can't you just slide it up and have a best-in-class keyboard experience and then slide the screen back down? If they can pull that off, that would be – I would like a true all-keyboard phone myself, but I think that the slider would be the most successful vehicle to get to maximize sales.
You said that you got a Storm in. Did you try it yet?
Here's the thing. The Storm I'm sending back, I ordered the Storm. The Storm said it was brand new. Like, it was advertised as brand new. Shows up. I open the box. There's no accessories in there. The phone is scratched up. There is a case in there from like 12 years ago that's falling apart that the guy threw in there because he didn't need it. And the phone was password locked. New phone. So I reached out to him and I said, hey, dude, this phone is not new. Oh, yeah, it's a new phone. And I sent him the pictures and requested the thing, and he granted my return because I'm like, there are scuffs on it, on the back, on the sides. It's password. Like, this phone is clearly not new. So I don't know what he thought he was trying to pull over, or maybe he put the old one in the box and not the new one. But yeah, I'm going to order another one.
Okay.
It's going to be a little bit longer before I do, just because I'm so inundated with devices right now. It's not even funny right now.
Did you use one, Scott? Did you use a Storm?
I did. I had a Storm. And
I
then
did too.
I had to have the paper trick on the battery to make the Storm, like the screen responsive. It's awful.
Yeah, the Storm is the second worst phone I have ever owned.
Is the first one the HTC Thunderbolt?
Yes. Yes. Yeah,
awful phone.
That screen, the clicky screen, the pressing screen. Oh, terrible.
What
a terrible time in technology. It really was. It was like that really ugly adolescent phase. We're trying
God.
It was really.
It could have been so good though, but they just. Oh, it was terrible.
It was brutal during that time.
We'll go ahead and highlight this real quick. I don't want to give Ian any more FaceTime than he needs, but the Duo is overpriced. I still think it's.
I'm coming around to it a little bit. I really am, because of the engineering behind it. The more I think about the engineering behind it, that thing isn't going to be like an LG where it's a piece of plastic that creaks and flexes.
Here's why I don't think it is because if you get if you don't do the high, like the fully boated edition of a new iPhone 11 Pro Max, if you get like the 11 Pro Max, that's just the 64 gig, not the 256 or the 512, a 256 iPhone 11 Pro Max is $1,400. And like, you don't have a foldable device there. It's like, I think, yes, are you probably paying a little bit more for the innovation of the Fold? Yeah, I mean, because there's more that goes into it. If you look at they have CNET actually had an article come out where they talked about an actual transparent version where you could see where all the wires go. I mean, it's a fairly advanced mechanical type thing. So $1,300 feels right in terms of what they're charging there. it's significant. Like, so that's way cheaper than the Fold 2. And I think the Fold, and I was wrong, and I admit it, I think the Fold is exquisite. Like, I love
This
the
may not
way.
last long.
My
This
problem,
may be
Yeah.
gone very quickly. It really
my problem with the Duo is I know these components are older, so I know that they're not costing a ton of money as opposed to putting a Snapdragon 865, all that stuff. We're talking 6 gigabytes of RAM. It's not LDDR5 because the 855 won't support it. So it's LDDR4. So DDR4, it doesn't have expandable storage, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have dual cameras on the back. It doesn't
Mhm.
have, I don't even think it has stereo speakers. It's not IP rated. There's no wireless charging. Yes, I get the construction that goes into it, but knowing the limitations and the things and the features it doesn't have, and then I look at the LG Velvet that's $599, and then I look at the Fold that's effectively $1,980. $1,499 doesn't seem like it meets in the middle. Granted, Microsoft craftsmanship, all the aluminum.
Oh, it's $13.99.
It's $13.99.
Yeah, $13.99. I think that it would be more suitably priced, maybe around the $11.99 price point. I think $1,400, $13.99 is a little high.
You know,
But
they're doing deals with the Surface and things like that.
It's not marketed towards.
It's not for us.
You know, it's not for us. It's marketed towards.
It isn't for us. Now, the guy who's going to meetings and needs to carry a laptop around, and I mean, it's all software dependent, this, but the guy who needs to carry a laptop as well as his phone and this, that, and the other, the Surface Duo could just take all that away, and he's just got this one little device that's built like a tank and isn't going to break. The hinges look fantastic on it. The way it folds out, it looks a real classy phone, and that's what I think they're going for, the enterprise sector.
They are. And my best friend, I talked to him last night, and he's like been gung-ho about this phone ever since he heard about it. And he was telling me last night, he's like, look, we don't care about that stuff. And that's the stuff that you and I talked about before. The people that are buying this phone don't care it has a Snapdragon 855 in it. They just see Microsoft. They see the capabilities that it provides for them. And people who make $100,000, $200,000, $400 on a billable hour, if this gives them a few extra hours of their life back or makes their life more productive and gives them capabilities that keep them engaged when they need to be and keep them untethered when they don't need to be, then it's worth every dollar of the $1,400 because this is not marketed towards somebody who's looking at an iPhone on a payment plan for $30 a month.
No,
it's somebody who wants Outlook to work perfectly on a mobile device like it just does on a computer.
And one thing I will say is about the design that they've come up with. It's like, I'm not sure they really need to have cameras on the back, given the fact that it folds completely over. And so, like, I'm wondering what's the software experience going to be like? Because you could put, like, and I'm not saying this by any stretch of the imagination, if you put a really bomb diggity one camera on it and it folds over on itself to where you could effectively flip it around, take a picture, then flip it back around and see a selfie mode, and it's still one really great lens. Who cares that it has two lenses on the back? I mean,
I don't care that it has two lenses. I just look at it from a equipment inclusion perspective and say it should be cheaper because it doesn't have multiple cameras in there. Not that it needs them. I don't think it needs them at all. Just the fact that it doesn't, I think it should be cheaper.
The Duo is going to live or die by its software.
It is going to live and die by the software. It has to be. Like, it is simply like they did the best thing that they could have done was the fact that it runs Android. So it's got somebody like me that goes, I know Android. Okay, that could be a really easy in for me to kind of get it. My work uses Microsoft everything. Okay, like I could get behind using this because maybe I don't need my laptop everywhere. I can go take a Teams call and have a PowerPoint on one screen and then Teams on the other, and I can see what they're saying. Like, okay, like now it's a guy like me where they're like, all right, you've piqued my interest enough to go, all right, I kind of want it. That's exactly what it is for me. It's like, yeah, I could actually get some time back, and I would love that. Oh, I could actually have PowerPoint or Excel up on one of the screens and then Teams up on another one. Oh, okay.
And you don't have to carry around a Surface or a laptop or two phones and a laptop. Yeah, it checks. It's for a niche market, but this niche market, there's a verifiable need there, and there's money there. So,
pen support, I can't remember.
Huh?
Does it have pen support? I can't remember.
Yes, it does have pen support.
Yeah, pen support. Yeah.
See, for me, that'd work great because we use a lot of Outlook at work, and then I can take a photograph with the one lens from the back. I can mark it up. I can then put it into a different program that hopefully is going to run, and I can send stuff away without having to write stuff down on a piece of paper, then to drive back to the office, give it to the guy, and I can just send it through if I can connect to our server, it can be bang, done, secure, and that would be really nice for us. Meetings, we do a lot of nowadays everyone's meeting like this.
Yeah,
nice to have one device to do everything, and that's what they're going to need. But that's what I say, the software has really got to be good on it. They've got to really, really have knuckled down on that.
I think that's part of the reason why they've accelerated it too, because of what's going on in the world right now. I think that's why they were originally going to try and push it out in April, because they see the need for this. Microsoft Team usage has gone through the roof. The stuff that people are using as far as Microsoft support and services, they want to get this in people's hands as quickly as possible. So I think that
I don't know a company that's not using Teams at all. I mean, everybody I speak to that's doing meetings is using that. Everybody.
Yeah, even kids' schools are using Microsoft Teams. It's all over the place all of a sudden. So the sooner they can get this into people's hands, the better, because they're going to churn sales on this thing, because people are going to see, they're getting a couple of them to test out, because that's how it works. Especially if you get like a firm, you get a big professional organization, they get a couple of them, the IT guys load their software, they test them out, and then they're like, here, we'll give these to a couple employees and see how it goes. And I think as soon as they get these in a couple people's hands, it's going to be just like when they got iPhones instead of using BlackBerries, and people are going to be like, wow, this thing is amazing.
See, Chad makes a really good point there. If you can get a really seamless remote access on your desktop through that little Surface Duo, it'll expand what you can do on that device so much. It's just whether they can get it working.
Yeah. And I think they've had time to flesh that out over the last year, especially with the massive adoption of their stuff and seeing it work on a really massive scale in both the professional and the normal civilian world. I think that it checks a lot of boxes, and I think it's going to be successful. I really do. It doesn't appeal to me. It's nothing that I think that I would do.
Like you say, it's not successful that it's going to compete with the iPhone or a Samsung or a Pixel, it's going to be successful in the business world. That's what it is.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like, to me, I don't look at it as a primary phone device. Like, it's one of those things. I've used the Fold. I've used the Z Flip. Looking at that hinge screen, I know how much of a pain in the butt it is to type on the hinge screen with the V60 and the Velvet, but this is going to be very seamless. It's going to be almost seamless because of the type of hinge that they have. But at the same time, whenever it's opened up large or you fold it around on the backside, I still like the simplicity with as much typing that I do, that I still think I'm going to appreciate something like this, or getting this new BlackBerry next year suits my needs. But for somebody who does other things, then, I mean, there's a lot of applications for it outside of just sending text messages and emails.
I want Microsoft to send me one, because I don't want to buy it.
I tried to help. I did tell them to give you one.
They're not going to do that. They gave one to David Lee. I think they did.
Yeah.
Dave Lee? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I didn't get one. But what I also really want is a Fold 2, which is also not coming to me. But I would love one.
Yeah, that probably is coming to me.
It's going to come to you because you're going to go to the airport and hand the money to pick it up off the plane.
I don't have $2,000 to give them. Like, I will win some contest, and look, I'll even do a video series for you. Straight up, Samsung. I'll do a video series. You're not going to do that, but I will do that for you.
That Z Fold 2 is a good looking device.
I have bought too many phones this year. I mean, I'm sitting here right now. I have the Fold. I have the Z Flip 2. My Z Flip just sold while we were on your live show.
Are you serious? Good for you.
Somebody bought it. Yeah.
Nice.
Somebody bought the original, so I got to ship that off now. And then, I've got the Note 20 Ultra, and I'm pretty happy with Samsung stuff. I'm not a big Samsung advocate. Their stuff works well for me, so I enjoy it. But
can I just point this out? He ordered originally. All right, he ordered the $1,000 plastic shitter. So don't let him fool you. All right.
Did you really?
Yes.
There's a story behind that.
No,
what's the story?
The story was I had another phone laying around that I could trade in for $400. I just forked out like $1,400 for the Z Flip, and I didn't want to spend a ton of money. And I thought, you know what?
Yeah,
Nobody's going to cover this. Maybe I can get some coverage.
Yeah, I mean,
It was going to cost me like $499 as opposed to like $800. And then I sat on it for like a day or two, and then I canceled it, and then I ordered the other one because I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
I see, like
I just had to harass him for it. It's like, just why?
The only devices I do that for are Pixels. That's it. The only devices I've ever done that for is Pixels.
You don't buy Pixels.
I
You
do.
don't have the Pixel 6 right now. I don't want to hear it.
Well, I'm having on 2 Pixel now. I didn't have to buy. This is the first Pixel I haven't had to buy, and I like this new lifestyle. I like not having
right.
And it's not that skews my outlook on it whatsoever, but looking at it from a $350 perspective, I still stand by my original tweet that I put out that pissed off so many people. $399 for the Pixel versus $999 for the plastic Samsung.
Yeah.
There's not a $650 gulf there.
No, there's not. Like the 4A is the best Android device of 2020, hands down, bar none. Like that's it. The answer to that is like you're not gonna get me to sway from a value perspective.
Really,
there's also not a $950 difference between the Pixel 4a and the Note 20 Ultra.
No, there's really not. I will say though, I really was not looking forward to the Note 20 Ultra. This was like one of those. I feel like I have to because I cover, as a tech channel, as a tech enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
Every year the Note comes around. I don't even use the stylus. I haven't even taken it out yet. I took it out one time when I was doing my unboxing footage. I don't care about the stylus. I like the S line better, but this S line was such a dumpster fire with the S20 Ultra. I wanted to test out. I wanted to test out the cameras and see if they improved, and of course, I just feel compelled to buy the new phones. But it's not because I genuinely am interested in like, oh my gosh, I love the Note. Let me go buy it. That's not why I bought it. So I was not excited about this phone until yesterday when I watched David Kogan's video. I don't know if you follow him. They're kind of like a trio. David Amell, David Kogan, and Michael Fisher. The three of those guys, they all live. I mean, Amell and Fisher, they live in the same apartment together. They're like buddies, and they help each other with their videos.
I love Fisher. Met him. Great dude.
Yeah, I met him 2 or 3 times. Cool guy. Mm-hmm. His video, when they went out and all these picture samples and the video footage that he was taking, yesterday I was like, I sent him a message. I'm like, dude, I was not excited about this phone, but after watching your video, I am really happy about testing this phone out tomorrow. So just a plug here. If you haven't seen David Kogan's video on the Note 20, go watch it because you'll fall in love with the phone and you don't even have it.
Yeah.
The Note 20 is a pretty substantial upgrade over the Note 10. I think it just feels it. Speed-wise, smoothness, the camera. This is probably the best Samsung. I've only used it for a day. But initial impressions, it's the best Samsung phone they've made in a long time.
And so it will be on sale in a week.
People that are too.
You can sit here and go on and on and on. Review. He's printing the shipping label while he's talking about it.
It's already bought on Swappa.
Get mad, bro. You all get mad. All right.
No, that's good.
I am in love with this screen. The haptic feedback on here, when you type,
is great.
It is buttery smooth. The typing experience on here is the best touchscreen typing experience I've ever had. It is that good. And on top of that, the camera is improved and the screen is just beautiful. And I'm using it on 1080p at 120 hertz. And 2 years ago, if you told me that I would have to turn my phone down from Quad HD Plus to 120 hertz, I would tell you I'm mad. I mean, you're mad. I would not do that. I would sit there and I would lambast it and say this is terrible. But having done that with the S20 Ultra, to experience the 120 hertz, using it on a day-to-day basis, and really there is no tangible difference that my eyeballs actually care. The 120 hertz on the screen is beautiful.
But would you go out? See, I can't even say that because you would do it because you're a tech channel. I can't get past the fact that 350 pixel. I'm still stuck there.
Different market, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
a totally different market. The people who are buying the Pixel and not even looking at this thing to begin with. It's a passing
that's
glance.
too much of the price. I mean, there's $1,000 difference. I don't
Yeah.
think a lot of people that walk into the store. That's like going to the car dealership and you go to CarMax and you spend the first half of the day looking at the Toyota Corollas and the Honda Civics, and then you're like, you know what, honey, let's walk 3 rows over and let's go test drive this Corvette.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a dig at anybody's financial status. That's not a ding on somebody's preference in phones. We're just talking about a $1,300 phone.
It's just
and
a difference.
phone. People are just not looking at those and comparing them and say, should I buy this or should I buy that?
So
Now, go ahead.
would you feel like I'm going to change the topics. It's like, would you feel that Dan made a comment about how the difference between the 10 to the 20, would you like, I felt the difference between like the iPhone 10 to the iPhone 11 Pro Max, like that was a massive, major, huge jump. Is this just as big?
I think for me it is, yeah. I think it's a big jump. For me, the Note 10 was very much a nicely dressed up Note 9. There wasn't an awful lot like the way it ran and everything. It ran the same. This is a big difference to the Note 10. It really is.
The Snapdragon 855 is not on the same level as the 865 Plus. The 865 Plus has a 30% performance increase, not only in processing power, but also in the GPU. That is substantial. We're talking like huge increase. Now, what you see at the brass tacks level on a day-to-day usage, it feels snappier, but the other thing you're going to get is almost a little bit of an illusion because you're going from a 60 hertz display on the Note 10 to 120 hertz refresh rate on the Note 20 Ultra. But not only do you get that enhanced refresh rate, you have the power behind it. If you were to try and do everything on the Note 10 that you're doing on the 20, it wouldn't hold up as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you have enhanced camera capabilities. The Note 20 Ultra camera is better. The screen is better. The battery life, I'm a little disappointed that they took it down 500 milliamps. But
the S Pen.
Yeah, and they moved the S Pen to the left-hand side. I get it.
Weird.
It's not the end of the world.
That is strange. My hands don't want to work like that. When I first tried to pull the S Pen out, I went straight to the right, just muscle memory. I was like, no, dickhead, pull the other side.
But to answer your question in a nutshell, I had the iPhone 8, I had the iPhone 10, I had the 10s, I had the 11 Pro, all the good stuff. Going from I think the true test is going from the iPhone, if you were to go back now and look at the iPhone 10 versus the 11 Pro, would it feel as substantial? And I think no, just because I was using 11 Pro Max, I used the iPhone SE 2020, and I went back and I was using the iPhone 8 Plus. Doesn't bother me at all. It works to me, feels just the same going backwards as opposed to going forwards. But I think there would be a marked difference if I went back to the Note 10 from the Note 20 now. I would notice a difference. So
massively.
Yeah.
If you were not a tech enthusiast and have YouTube channels that do things around smartphones, what's the device that would be in your pocket?
The LG Velvet.
I got a Velvet. What did you say, Dan?
Pixel.
Yeah.
Just for the camera.
Yeah.
For the children, things like that, just capturing their moments. I want something that I can get a picture every time and it looks good.
Now that question, it can be a moving target once the XL models come out. Just because if I'm using a primary phone, I want larger than a 5.8-inch screen. Granted, the Pixel 4a is a great phone at a great price.
It really hasn't bothered me this time. I'm shocked. That Pixel
doesn't bother me. It really doesn't.
It feels perfect. It's like, because the screen's still big. It's weird. You're still getting a good media consumption device, but it's just so easy to use. Now, I took a picture. I've not put it on yet. I took a picture of it laying on top of this today. This thing is like mamma jamma compared to that. It's like, whoa. Uh-huh.
And I'm okay with that. I really am, because it serves a purpose and it does a lot of things really well, and it needs the size to do that. Like we said, they're two completely different phones in two completely different markets. Now, if you were to say, if they come out, let's say the Pixel 5 has a 765G in it, has a 5.4-inch screen or 6.4-inch screen or whatever it's going to have. I don't even know. I'm just throwing numbers out there. If it's bigger than the 4A, has a little bit more performance in it, and I really it's going to have 2 cameras on it. I mean, I like the primary camera on there, but I really like to have a wide angle as well. I mean, it needs to be a little bit more robust. I want the wireless charging. I want it to feel a little bit more
space.
I can already see the look on Dan's face.
What?
Yeah.
Dan thinks I have it. I don't.
Bullshit.
Oh, we know you have it. Whether you can admit it or not is another story. I mean, I understand non-disclosures. I understand all of these. No, I'm not going to.
You don't go from, hey guys, release. Here's my 2-month review of the Pixel 4a to about 8 weeks away from the next one. Oh,
yeah, well,
guys.
If you saw his title when he first put it out there, and it said Pixel 4a 2019 long-term review, he had to change it immediately as soon as they launched it. So I'm not going
to. I saw a 2-month review. I thought he's either trolling the out of people or damn.
So I'm not going to say, Scott Peachey, do you have the Pixel 5?
I don't.
Say, Dan, Scott's got the Pixel 5.
Of course he does.
I don't want to get in your hot water. But
Chad, you there? That's the pen to the left. Yes, because they moved the buttons to the right. It's the only reason it can be.
All right. Have y'all? I know Scott.
No, I haven't. No scrolling issues.
I haven't had any issues with that at all. I'll pull up Instagram. I wasn't using an 8 series device on the Pixel 4a. It's that smooth. It's so smooth. Yeah, like I'm scrolling Instagram right now and I don't have any issues.
I haven't had any problems. Hey, Big John, welcome.
What's up, Big John?
So yeah, I'm really excited. And if y'all saw, I mean, Scott knows this because he has the phone already. But Dan, there was an announcement by John Prosser today that it looks like the 5 is going to come out in like September or something, and then they're saying later September for the XL or something like that. We'll see if it holds up.
October 8th. The French already leaked it. The French Google store leaked it as October the 8th, didn't they?
So let me see what Prosser said today.
Yeah, Prosser said something. It was like the 5 in black and green come out in September.
September 30th, and the Pixel 4a 5G is going to come out in October. So the Pixel 5 5G, black and green, and
I don't see that.
So I don't understand this though, because he's got different colors. So he's saying Pixel 5 5G in black and green. Oh, green! This makes me want to throw up in my mouth. Is it like baby puke green or something?
It'll probably be like that same slight off color that the button.
Why don't you show us?
So yeah. Pixel 5 5G, Pixel 4a 5G in black, September 30, and then the Pixel 4a 5G in white in October.
It's such a convoluted, confusing release schedule that I just.
Well, but we all know that the only people who care about Pixels are techies. That's the only people who care about it.
That's why the phone sold out. I mean, did you see how much these things were selling for if you could get it before $700 people were paying for the 4A.
Why?
The launch. Only $700. It's like, what?
Yeah,
It's sold out on Amazon. Number 1 selling phone on Amazon. It was the number 1 selling unlocked phone on Best Buy.
But only 10 people care about it. And that's what got me. And, I didn't lose it in that argument until Scott said, look, it's the number 1 selling phone on Amazon. And then he throws out, well, nobody knows how many that is. Okay, look, if you want us to believe that only tech people care about this, and you want to make that generalization, but then I give you a specific fact and say that best selling on Best Buy and Amazon, and you want to question that, but I can't tell you as a tech person.
Not even that. It was also the number 1 trending phone on Amazon as well. So that tells you a lot there. Even if you don't go off the best selling, it's number 1 trending thing. People are typing, looking for that more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to dig. I mean, the guy had his personal opinion, and that's cool. People are entitled to opinions. I just don't parade opinions as fact. There's a fine line there. But when you look at it, though, objectively, I think people can see that more than just tech people care about the Pixel. And I tell you what, I've posted a couple of pictures on Twitter, and I've had a lot of comments and a lot of questions, and like, wow, that's from that phone, and that's $350, and they're not tech people.
Mm-mm.
That's it. If you're a salesman in Best Buy or a phone store or whatever, I know they're not selling them on carriers, but if you're a salesman on Best Buy, all you have to do is show them, take a picture and look what this does. You've probably sold the phone there and then. That's all you need to do with the Pixel. Don't matter that it's made of plastic. It doesn't matter that it doesn't have Samsung's kitchen sink and toilet and everything else thrown in there.
They don't care.
Your selling point is a camera. And nowadays, a phone is secondary. It's a convenience to have on this device. They're not phones anymore. It's a photograph taker. It's a photography device that you can stay in contact with people with. And that's what you've got to sell first. And Pixel will sell like crazy just because of that.
Did you? Yeah. And all the memes you see and all the stuff you see on people about how they don't want to talk, it's exhausting to talk on the phone. Send me a text before you call me so I don't have to deal with the anxiety or the stress of answering the phone because you called me out of the blue. People don't want to talk on the phone anymore. And like
that's a real thing. Yeah.
It's become a outlet for communication, for social media and taking pictures, which are very entwined. So if I were a salesman and this were on a carrier shelf or I worked at a Best Buy, I would buy one and put it in my pocket. And then when people were interested, I'd walk up and be like, look at this. This is from that $350 phone. Yeah.
And then so many of them. As a salesman, that is going to make you a bucket full of money. Google have done you a favor there. Especially Best Buy. If you got somebody coming in who's on a carrier other than T-Mobile, if they're on Sprint, AT&T, or Verizon, it's $299.
That's insanity.
Really?
Insanity. Like $299. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's worked so well.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't. I have not had one problem with my Pixel yet.
My heart goes out to this guy.
The poor guys on the Exynos. I was telling you about the Note 10. My dad had the Note 10. He ended up with a Snapdragon version from over here when he came over. The fact that they've not even done anything with the Exynos over there and they've just slapped the same one in. Ooh.
It is
a little bit more than double the storage to make up for that.
That does irk me though. And I didn't realize. I knew that the European model and the international model had the Exynos processor, which was hateful enough. I did see that they do have the additional 128 gigabytes of storage for a total of 256, and theirs actually comes with headphones and like a screen protector. Whereas
did you know that you can just contact Samsung and they'll send you headphones for free?
And that's so stupid. Did they say that somewhere? Because I remember whenever the Note 10 came out, or the S20 Ultra, you had the option for the USB adapter, and you could check that box if you wanted it. It came with earphones though, so I didn't know, or I didn't see anywhere until people were bringing it up today that you could actually request the earbuds and the adapter from Samsung. Did you see that anywhere?
It's not been an official release. What happened was someone ordered it, saw that it didn't come out with them, and went onto Samsung Chat. And you have got to ask them. They will not offer them to you. But if you say the magic words, "Where are my earbuds? I want my earbuds," they will send them out to you for free.
And that's dumb. Just send them.
Yes, but it's money saving. That's their problem.
Well, here's my thing though. I still have the ones that came with my last 3 phones sitting unopened on the shelf. I don't personally care about using them. It's just the sheer fact that principle alone, at $1,300, you should give me the earbuds that cost you $5 to make.
Yes, I'm with you. I agree.
I actually I use a lot more headphones that come in the box than I admit it. Like I regularly because these are the Apple ones. These ones, the $30 Google ones
all the time, and she always used the ones that came in the box.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't care that they need to have these really nice Bluetooth. Just give me the ones. That's all they care about.
Oh, and the other annoying thing, they don't even give you additional stylus tips to go with the S Pen. It's like,
yeah, that's gone away now. You don't get your 4 extra tips.
What kind of whack garbage is this?
It's because they're trying to be Apple. You see, Apple sets the trend, and then Samsung follow. It's the same all the time. And that was the thing. The rumor was this next iPhone is not going to come with earbuds in the box. Maybe not even a charger. But that rumor came out. Samsung's done it first this time.
Yeah.
Just awful idea.
Anti-consumer from me.
Yeah. And the sucker's $1,300 plus tax.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
My stinking earbuds.
Oh, there you go. Linesman, they send you a gift card by email to buy the earbuds.
What irks me more, though, is that it doesn't have a pre-installed screen protector. Ever since they came up with this under the screen fingerprint sensor, they had a factory-installed one.
Yes.
So I get it. It's supposed to have this better glass on it, but every single glass on every single phone in the entire world will
same.
It will.
It's glass.
You watch Zach, Jerry. It scratches at level 6
with deeper grooves at a level 7.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It doesn't matter what it is. Inevitably, somehow a piece of cotton or felt or fuzz in my pocket will put a scratch on this sucker. It's like it's supposed to be impervious to all these things. Carry it in my pocket with nothing in there. It's like athletic shorts. Don't throw anything, no keys, no change, no nothing. I will end up with micro abrasions. And it once I get a micro abrasion, it's like it's tainted. It's done forever. I can't stand it anymore. It irks me.
True story. My 4XL was scratched by the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and there are scratches on it, and I think less of the device because of it. And I loved my 4XL, but there is definitive on screen,
it's like
right here, and it drives me insane.
And pure and perfect, and then it gets that one little scratch on it, and it's like
you're dead to me.
It's dead to me. Yep. I hate this phone.
I had the same thing. My iPhone 11 Pro Max. I did put them both in the same pocket, and I know for a fact the way the circular scratch was on my screen, it was the cameras off the iPhone.
100% exactly what mine was.
Yep.
That's exactly what it was. Damn.
I have to have a screen protector. And see, the thing is, I like those film style ones because unless you get a dome glass or like a Zag, it's very, very difficult to get one that fits properly. They pop off. These curved edge displays are such a pain to get glass screen protectors for. So I really appreciated that they had the film style ones on there. So that way, when you use the underscreen fingerprint sensor, it still works well. You don't have to take it off. You don't have to put another one on, and you're good straight out of the box. So I can carry it. I worry a lot less about getting a micro abrasion on the back of the phone than I do on the screen. So at least it would have that on there while I waited the week to get my case to come in the mail.
I know what Michael's laughing at. Scott's laughing at because I just read it. Yeah.
Well played. Right now, neither are scratched because neither are in my pockets.
He has them in a super secret vault under his desk. He goes in. The kids go to bed. As soon as they go to bed, he goes in there and he presses a little button and it pops open. And he just looks at it. Like, my precious,
yes, babies, yes. So I hate to do this, but my camera battery is about to die.
It's always time to go.
So I have to dip because otherwise I'm just going to fall apart here. I have no. My precious, yes. I appreciate you, gentlemen. You guys are awesome, gentlemen. Thanks for coming on my show. We'll have to do this again. This was fun.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Have fun.
Peace out.
Pixel.
Bye. Wait. Don't go yet. Wait, one more thing.
What?
Bye.
Oh, hang this up. Oh.
Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. And now I'm out. All right, bye. Bye.
Oh, good.
This 2 hours has gone fast.
God, man, I'm tired. There's a lot of talking.
It's gone fast. Well, that's because you don't shut up. That's why. You start talking about BlackBerry, and I sit here drooling down my own shirt. Like, God, will you shut up? God.
Yeah. I mean, 2 hours is a lot of me talking. I'm over here. I'm like, man, I have like burned 45 calories while I was talking tonight. I know you got in like 4 paragraphs, but I've written a novel over here.
Absolutely. You just don't like the Bible back to front. It's like, don't.
Don't ask him what his thoughts are. Don't do it.
As soon as he did that on his show, I was like, no.
You can't wind up the voice box and not let it run.
I have to just mention these. My video review is meant to come out tonight with these, but it's slipped back to probably tomorrow because I wasn't very well today and I didn't get to finish it off. So if you want a spoiler on these, if you've already got the XM3,
don't buy the XM4.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think they're nice. They're very good, but they're not like a massive upgrade.
Sometimes products are not designed for a year-over-year upgrade. Sometimes they're designed for new customers, so they just put out the new generational model.
This is 2 years over.
Oh, 2 years? I've never actually had one of the Sonys before because, one, I don't spend that much money on headphones, and two, they don't send them to me. So I've never tested them, but I thought they came out last year. I didn't know there was 2 years in between.
Yeah, no, 18 they were them. So I was quite surprised. They let it catch up. I think the reason is to do with those new earbuds because they'll be getting the XM4 earbuds soon as well.
You see, John here says that I look slimmer than when my stream. Yeah,
I'm not surprised. The amount of shit he spoke. God.
The 2-hour marathon of me talking. I appreciate the tribulations that people go through when they watch my videos because I will talk for a long time.
Somebody told me the other day that I ramble on too much in my videos. I'm like, you gotta have been watching Adam's videos and then got me confused.
Have you seen this? Have you seen the video?
It's like what?
I like to think of my video like a 7-course meal, and yours is like a number 5 from McDonald's.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. All right, I'm a quick hit. Wham bam, done. In more ways than one. Before you're saying. Mm-hmm.
No comment. We're not on a Scott show now. I'll say whatever I want on a Scott show.
Oh boy! What else is new before we go? Anything new other than the Note? I don't think there's anything else new really.
We've covered the Note. We covered BlackBerry. We covered the Pixel. I think that's pretty much it.
The 3080 GPU got benchmarked yesterday for the first time. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. How'd that go?
It absolutely crushes the 2080.
Really?
Absolutely.
They were saying that this one is supposed to be like groundbreaking compared to the 20 series. And cheaper.
Just have a look. Just so I get you the right information while we've got 2 minutes left. 3080.
Here we go. User benchmark.
$19 gigabytes per second for a start.
$2,000 might be a steal for the RTX. Oh, they're coming out with a 9 series, a 39.
Yeah.
With prices close to $2,000. That is just insane. But they're saying that it might be worth it, and that to me is just mind blowing. That I spent an astronomical amount of money for my 2080 Super, not even the Ti, the 2080 Super. And I think the Ti is supposed to be like an extra 20-30% more powerful than that. So I couldn't even imagine the price difference between a 2080 Super and a 3090.
The combined gigabytes per second is it's like 150 gigabytes per second more than the 2080 Ti.
That's just mind-boggling. You imagine the amount of textures and the amount of graphics rendering and stuff that could do.
Got 10 gigabyte of GDDR6X video RAM. It's kind of crazy.
I'll be happy with my 2080 for a while. I'm in no hurry to upgrade. If you're not into like one, crazy AutoCAD renders, or two, a super ultra competitive video gamer, you have no need for a 3090 at all.
Absolutely. I mean, have you seen what they're saying about that? It's going to have at least 12 gigs of VRAM, but could possibly have up to 24
in a graphics card. I mean, my computer only has 16. My computer only has 16 gigabytes of RAM.
Big John. That's right. I am the Happy Meal, and I come with an entertaining toy.
Or a broken one you throw in the trash.
At least I don't eat macaroni and cheese with shrimp, bro.
It's acceptable in some cultures.
True.
Like the culture.
Nicaragua?
No, the culture where you have 6 kids, and that's what they want.
Don't blame it on the children.
Hey, if they want it, that's what they
get.
Don't
blame it on the children. Not when you take a photograph of it, loud and proud, and post it on Twitter like it was normal.
That was the shrimp, not the macaroni.
No, right. You put the whole plate on there, and I wasn't the only one who was like, "Oh, you filthy animal! What are you doing?"
I'm not going to take it off the plate. It already been put on the plate. And also, I don't care. Just like I don't care about wine.
Well, obviously. Obviously, you heathen. You were probably wearing your V-neck shirt while you were eating.
I was probably wearing a white V-neck T-shirt when I ate the shrimp and the macaroni and cheese.
Oh, just one quick thing. I have always hated the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. And every review I've heard so far, they're saying it's not really any quicker.
It's much quicker.
Crap, it's like instant now. It's like bang. It's so faster on the note.
I was questioning whether I had enabled facial recognition that I haven't set up because I thought it was activating before it was supposed to register my finger.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what's going on here? I didn't register facial recognition. What's going on here? And it legitimately is faster. So probably a good 30% faster.
Now. Yeah, I'm quite happy. And it's accurate as well. So.
I did see 2 or 3 reviewers' videos, and they were like, I hate the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. It's the same as usual. I'm like, did you even use it?
No. So did you get a software update today?
I did, yeah. But you have to see, it wasn't automatic, though. I had to go look for it, but it might have been because my automatic preferences were not turned on from my last phone.
Mine was auto, so.
I don't do automatic updates.
Did you go into your camera app and do the separate update? There's a separate update in the camera app for the camera.
I went to the camera app, but nothing popped up. Do you need to go to the settings of the camera?
Yes. Yep. Let me see where it was. I'll tell you when I open up the app. But yeah, that's the only reason I knew about it, because it was in the settings, and where was it? It had one of those orange dots on it somewhere, and it allowed it to. Maybe on the settings. I can't actually remember where it was now.
Here's the best way I can describe the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor for people using it now. With every Samsung device previously, when you use the underscreen fingerprint sensor, you push down, and then it feels like you have to keep pushing.
Yes.
On this one, as soon as your finger touches it, it unlocks. So it's not where you put it there and then you have to apply the pressure to get it to unlock. That pressure sensation and that extra step, not there. So it's just you touch it, it registers, and life is good. So I'm really happy about that.
Now, when you're registering it, though, it does feel like a slower sensor. It feels like the old one. When you're registering, it seems to be slower to register your thing. But once you've registered and you press it to open your phone, it's quick. Very, very quick.
It did seem a little clunky. I felt like business as usual when I was registering the fingerprint sensor.
Did you register your thumb twice? I always do that on that, so I don't know.
No, because it's been working so well since I registered it this time. Because I know that was a trick starting with the S10. They're like, double register your fingerprint, you're good to go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Well, we're at an hour, and I'm tired. Yeah. It's been a long
2 hours.
That's a lot of talking. I mean, it's one thing when we do an hour and we run over for like 15 minutes, but 2 shows back to back. I don't see how these people do like live television stuff for so long, or some of these people that have really long streams. I'm tired.
Yes. But I am going to go on Call of Duty for half an hour or so.
Oh, that's my next question. I'll see you on the panels.
All right. I'm going to go get a drink.
Thanks a lot, everybody, for showing up and hanging out with us
guys. And thank you to everybody who came over from Scott's show to just come and hang out with us as well. Very much appreciated.
Yeah. So we had a great time tonight. It was great talking about all this stuff. And it was nice hanging out, having Scott on board. And it was a good time.
Scott's a good guy. And don't forget Scott's YouTube channel. It's the original only, technically speaking.
And go subscribe there.
Yes.
And if you need to unsubscribe to one to subscribe to his, unsubscribe to Dan's, and then go subscribe to Scott's.
Yeah, because I've only got 4,000 subs, whereas he's got like 25,000 like fake accounts. So whatever.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm. Preston, we're leaving. You're too late, bro. We've been here for 2 hours.
2 hours, and Preston finally shows up. You're late, Preston.
£100, and I'm like wasting away.
So we're going to go ahead and call tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. I will be doing the Friday night block party on Friday night, so feel free to come by.
I'll be there. May or may not. I'm not going to commit right now because the way I've been this last couple of weeks, I might actually have to do a bit of devil's lettuce. I did that today. Slept like a baby.
So yeah, I'll be doing it Friday night. Whether Dan shows up is another story, but only you control whether you show up. So if you got nothing better to do at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on a Friday night and you want to come hang out, I'll be there, and so will some other people. So thanks a lot. Have a wonderful week. We'll see y'all next Wednesday with more exciting things to talk about, and we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.